I just did a 30-minute live and it dropped off, but I mean, it wouldn't load, so I'm going to try it again. So here we go. This is on autism and carnivore because there is evidence that, and I'm not a doctor, so don't shoot the messenger, but I've heard from a lot of people that it helps with a lot of mental issues and autism, and it helps with health issues because you're going low carb, and it aligns your amino acids and everything. I mean, like, it's very nutrient dense. Protein is an awesome thing. It's a building block of your body. And so vegetables have oxalates, and some of them higher than others. So if you go low oxalate, then you're okay. But I just decided to go carnivore because I did a lot of research on it. So do your own research. But I am hearing really good things. People who have autism, whose symptoms are way less. If you catch it early enough, and then you can actually reverse it to where it's not even noticeable, or it isn't even there. So carnivore is good for a lot, but tonight I'm going to stick with telling you about autism, what it can help with. So today Stephen ate meat. He ate pork, which ruminant would be better, and so I'll have a conversation with him about that. But he's not drinking pop this week, but he's doing terrible as far as his demeanor. And I wouldn't blame that on carnivore. I would blame that on probably his medication, because it seems like it's making things worse. And also he's just nervous about moving into long-term care. He was going to sue the lawyer, try to get his money out of the trust fund, all that work that I did, But I'm power of attorney, and this is an irrevocable trust. So, anyway, he's kind of mad. He's trying not to be mad at me, but he's mad. But he finally did acquiesce that he would try it, and he would do it. I told him, I said, what are your options? Because you really need to have a hope and a future for your life. And I want you to write down the things that are positive about this. You can go to school, you can get a job, you can have a job coach, you can have a caregiver who will help you and encourage you and go places with you, help keep your mental state, upbeat, and make sure you're safe and all of those things. You can go play, I didn't say this, but they could go play basketball, shoot hoops with him or whatever. Hiking, all those things, He's a very active person normally, but he hasn't been. He's been in bed, all the time. He gets up to eat, and that's it. And at least he does that. At least he does eat. Because he's only 140 pounds and 6 foot tall. But anyway, he's afraid that carnivore will make him lose weight. But I'm trying to assure him that if he does it right and eats enough, he won't. And gets enough fat in the diet because you switch carbs for fat. You're not eating carbs. Well, eggs have some carbs, so you're eating a little bit of carbs, but not much. So it's about as low carb as you can get, and staying in ketosis, which is really good for your brain. The fat is good for you. See, the food pyramid flipped health on its head. That's why people in America are so doggone unhealthy. It's terrible. We're like the most obese nation in the world. And there's a reason for that. Because they made fat evil, and it's not the right kind of fat. Meat fat is not, animal fat is not evil unless it's highly processed. And so the problem is seed oils, olive oil isn't as bad, and I don't think avocado is either. But I do stay away from those because you don't need them. Butter is an animal fat. If you're sensitive to milk, then you can do ghee, which takes out the milk fat. It's basically clarified butter, which you can make on your own. You can take your butter and simmer it in a pan until the milk fat separates, and then you scoop the clear butter, the ghee, off at the top, and leave the milk solids alone. I've tried to eat the milk solids after it's separated, and if it's salted butter, it's super salty because all the salt is left in that. Anyway, I really love my son. And I know there's a lot of parents who are struggling with their kids or adult children, and they're trying to figure out what to do for them, what best to do for them. Stephen knows how to drive. He learned how to load the dishwasher, and all of those things took a lot of patience, which I didn't always have, but I tried. And the last couple of days, I don't feel like I have any patience. I've raised my voice, and it's terrible. He raised his voice at me, I raised my voice at him, because I want this so badly for him. And he's attacking me, because, not physically, but almost, I had to call a counselor. So what I would recommend for you, if you have a child with a disability and you're having difficulty, call a counselor. Call crisis counseling. 988 is the number, and it gets you right through to your local crisis counseling. And I told a counselor today that I'm getting a free consult with her. She doesn't cover my insurance. I could get reimbursed by my insurance, but I would have to pay out of pocket and then get reimbursed later, and I don't know if that would work. I just don't. I'll see. If it works, then I might do that. We'll see what happens. Now, she's gonna help me with resources because I talked to her a little bit on the phone. She's a really sweet lady, and she's really concerned about us. So I'm glad to have found her, at least. But I have had crisis counselors hang up on, not hang up mid-sentence or anything, but they just let me go off the phone before they'd actually given me the help that I need, the help that we need. I kept feeling like the doors kept shutting, and I didn't have what we didn't have what we needed to get past our hurdles. It was really aggravating. I would call offices, social, adult and family services and things like that. And it was bad. It was really bad. Yep. So and I told him, hey, my son slams the door in my face for getting help. He won't do it, over the years. And finally, I just got power of attorney for both health and finances. And I got you can get a special needs trust they're called different things, but this one's called a supplemental needs trust. And so I'm set to help him make decisions, and this trust is irrevocable so that he can't come in and take it and, move the money back into his bank account or whatever. And I'm just trying to do the best for him that I can. I know he probably thinks I'm just being controlling and forcing him, but I keep telling him, no, I'm doing the best for you. I'm trying to help you so that I don't want him to just rot, in his bed and not do anything. I want him to live. I want him to get healthy physically and mentally and spiritually, all the ways. And it's kind of funny, I went on to, she's a brand new channel that I listen to, and I don't remember her name. Oh shoot, I'll have to look it up. Anyway, it's kind of funny because I went on her channel and watched a video right after I did mine, and she was talking about her daughter that has autism, and she's 18, and she doesn't want to eat carnivore. She doesn't, see the value of it. And I went in the comments. I was the first comment to comment on her video, and I said, I just did a video on this. It's crazy cool. So, and then it wouldn't upload, so whatever. But anyways, maybe she'll keep coming back and see if it's there. So I just want to come on and chat, and nobody's on here, but like I say, I have to manage my storage on my phone. So for right now, I'm just doing live videos, and then I'll make a video when I can and put that clip in it with HomesteadHow and Poco Moonshine family. They did a video together. They were on the video together, 2 channels, and they were talking about kids and autism partly, and healing autism with carnivore. And he was talking about his wife works with special needs kids and works with autistic kids, and she's not allowed to say anything to the parents or anyone about carnivore. Isn't that crazy? You can talk about the food pyramid. You can talk about eating all the carbs and the sugar and the crap that you want. And you can tell them the fake, now I have hiccups, fake nutrition stuff that doesn't work. It works after a fashion, and then it doesn't. But if you want optimal health, which is what I want to do. That's what I'm working on, healing my thyroid. I took coffee out. Some carnivores drink coffee. Even Dr. Ken Berry, who is a doctor, he's a family practitioner, and he's great. Anyway, the only thing I will say is that he believes in evolution, and I have a hard time with that. I'm like, were you there? There really was that many years ago? Millions and billions of years? But anyway, that's his business, I guess. But he's teaching it, so that kind of bothers me. But I do believe that, especially with the food supply the way that it is and how it's been adulterated, especially vegetables and fruits, that the purest way to get nutrients and food and the best nutrients you can get are in meat. And we do not need fiber. It is not an essential nutrient. And if you get the right balance of fat in your diet, which you need to eat a lot of fat on carnivore, you don't realize how much you need until you start doing it. And at first I tried carnivore for 2 weeks, I think it was, or 3, and I couldn't do it because I was constipated. And I thought I was eating enough fat because I was eating quite a bit, but I wasn't eating enough. So that's why people do butter. You don't have to do butter, but you can do butter or supplement, the fat in your meat with butter, especially if you're eating lower fat meats. If you're doing chicken, that's not enough fat. Even the dark meat isn't enough fat. So the best is ribeye. It has a perfect balance of fat to meat ratio, fat to protein ratio. And I do, which is the next best thing, is chuck. I do chuck steak or chuck roast. And I buy it from Costco. I get it for $4.49 a pound or so. Don't quote me because but it's $4 something a pound generally. And they go in the back and they get you an uncut big slab of chuck, big chunk of chuck. And it's like usually about $120 at that price. It's like, what is that, 30 pounds, 30 times 4? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, whatever. It's a little less than that because it's $4.50 a pound about. And there's another meat market that I can get at the same price as that. And I'm not sure what Costco is running right now. Also, you can get brisket for even cheaper. Well, or maybe about the same. But brisket's usually a smaller piece. So it depends on how much money you have to spend at once. But I usually go in and get that $120 worth of a chuck roll. That's approximate how much it is. And I cut it myself. I have some nice knives that I bought, specifically longer ones, like a breaking knife and that's nice and long, and it has like it kind of curves, And then I got a nice, what do you call that, butcher? I guess it's a butcher knife. Yeah, it's a butcher knife, and it's long. So I can cut a nice big piece of meat, and I can cut them in half, and, because usually they're like really big steaks, and so I cut them in half. Anyway, and I need to learn where the chuck eye is. Next time I get the chuck roll, I'll do some, I have a video that I saved in one of my carnivore playlist, and I'll go back in and watch it because he breaks down a chuck roll, and he cuts the tougher piece away from the chuck, and the chuck eye is the part that is most like the like a ribeye. So it's very, very, it's much like a ribeye. It's most tender and stuff too. And anyway, it's so yummy, so good. I miss my steak. I haven't had it in a long time. But getting it for $4.49 a pound, you can't beat that. I mean, how can you beat that? So it's really nice, and that's what I've been doing. But I haven't had money to speak of right now. I found another package of beef in the bottom of my freezer, my chest freezer that's really deep, and I didn't know I had it in there. It got buried, and so I found another package of meat. So I'm thawing that out for tomorrow. And I also found a package of pork steaks that I had put in my freezer, and I left them in there because last time I ate that pork, it wasn't that it was bad. It was just your omega-3 and 4, omega-3 and 6 balance is off with pork. So that's why it's better to eat ruminant meats. You can just eat more of, like, fat and stuff in order to get that back in balance. But anyway, I don't feel as good on pork as I do on beef. I do eat bacon, but I have to be careful because I go kind of crazy with bacon. Anyway, and I am careful about cheese. You can eat dairy on carnivore if it sets right with your system. However, if I eat too much cheese, if, for example, one day I didn't have enough meat, so I ate cheese that I had just to fill up, and I knew I would. I knew I'd get constipated, and sure enough, that's what happened. I got constipated. So not good. So I know that about myself, that I can't do too much cheese. Some people say, Laura Spath says, she's a carnivore and she has a channel. If she eats cheese, if she eats cheese, it's like dessert. It's like a little, right? Not a ginormous amount. Some people do dessert too much. But I mean, anyway, like a condiment. Like a little bit, not a lot. So anyway, I think I'll sign off. 23 minutes. Let me see if this video uploads. I will chat y'all later. I just got a notification. Okay. So, yep. I'll leave some stuff in the description and the link to the little clip that I talked to you about. And then I'll make another video with that clip within it. I need to learn how to use StreamYard or something. I don't know, because you can, or do a Zoom and record it. I don't know how, but anyway, I do know how to use Zoom, but I don't know if that's what people do, how they share the things that they do. Maybe I need to get on my computer and do a live. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, chat you later. Bye.